learning to inspire. Loving is dope. Learning to grow and learning to hope. Let go of the past. Release the ropes.
Learning to love, yeah, yeah. Learning to love with April love. Learning to love, yeah, yeah. Learning to love with April love. Learning to love, yeah. Inspired by God, lifted in love, yeah. Learning to love, yeah, yeah. Motivated by self, lifted in love, yeah, yeah.
Welcome to Learning to Love. I'm your host, April B. Love. Today's topic is Crowns of Confidence. I have two special guests on the show. I have my daughter, Knowledge and Patience. Knowledge is my oldest daughter. She is an information technologist in the military, past 5.5 years. And she's also a senior in college, so she'll be graduating this year. And I also have my daughter, Patience, as I just mentioned. She is studying at Spelman College. And so this is her freshman year at Spelman College. And they are delighted today to join us to discuss Crowns of Confidence. So what a great way to kick off this topic is to have this discussion with my daughters. So let's get started. So today's topic is Crowns of Confidence. And so I have my crown. Knowledge hair is her crown, and Patience hair is her crown. So ladies, when it comes, just when you think of being confident and wearing your crown of confidence, what comes to mind? Either of you can take that.
Okay, I'll go ahead and sum up how I feel about confidence. When I think about confidence, some of the first words that come to mind are self-assurance, believing in yourself and, understanding your strengths and actively working to better your weaknesses so that they aren't weaknesses and that you are fully confident in yourself and that you can do anything you put your mind to.
Yes, I definitely agree. And, Knowledge gave us a great working definition of confidence. I also feel like another aspect of confidence that we don't talk about as often, and it's getting more talked about, but it's self-worth. It's knowing that you are worthy of being loved. You are worthy of loving yourself. And that goes right along with self-care, so thinking that you are worth caring for yourself and taking that time for yourself. I feel like that's very important when the conversation of confidence comes up as well.
Yes, I do too. I definitely strongly agree with the both of you. To me, being confident is definitely understanding yourself, as you mentioned, loving yourself, knowing your worth, knowing what, and you also need to know what should or should not be permitted when it comes to yourself and how others treat you, because you really need to know and love yourself and know your worth. And then also just being confident in your skills, in your skill set, in your knowledge, and in your appearance, and being confident also in your heart, in your love for Christ. And for me, I just kind of look at being confident. I think it goes hand in hand also with faith. And most people may not be able to make that correlation, but for me, I kind of feel like it goes hand in hand with faith.
Right. Yeah, I definitely feel like that's a good conversation. I think confidence is also a big part of your word in your faith in God and your faith in the word. And when I say that, I mean not only being confident in yourself, but when you think about worship and belief, that's also belief in a higher self, So having that relationship with Christ, it also goes hand in hand with your relationship with yourself. And also the two can happen, simultaneously. So while you're working on yourself and on that road to confidence, that can also be hand in hand with being more faithful in the Lord and, working on that path as well. So I think we definitely need to consider those two things synonymously.
Definitely. I agree with Patience. Having faith is basically having confidence in the Lord. It's knowing that one, He'll wake you up each and every day, knowing that anything that you're going through, basically having confidence in God that he will pull you through, and through good days, through bad days, all of that. Having confidence in the Lord is a big part of faith.
Yeah.
I feel like that can also, it can pull you out of, dark places, because we all go through things. We all have our times where we might not feel as confident. And I feel like the word of God is definitely something you can lean on, whether it has to do with confidence or not. That's something that you can always, use as kind of your rock and your pedestal. Like, okay, this is something that I know that is going to always be there. He is someone that I know is always going to be there for me. So that's another aspect of confidence, having confidence in the word.
Like, you can land a job just off of your confidence alone. You may not even have the skills, but the employer may hire you just because you came in and you were confident enough to first off do the interview, and just you were confident enough in yourself that you could do the task, you could do the job. So that helps you there as well. Confidence also helps you when it comes down to handling conflict, because you can handle conflict better when you're confident in who you are, because a lot of times it minimizes a lot of conflict. When you know who you are, you may not necessarily have to go through all what someone else may go through to prove something to someone else, because you're like, well, I don't need to prove it. I know who I am, and I know what the situation is, and I can agree to disagree, and you can do that confidently.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely want to touch on both of those points, because you just made excellent points. For the first point, being confident in yourself and your abilities and your skills, that's definitely true. And I'm very young, but I've already experienced that, where, I've had adults tell me, just for meeting me once or twice at some type of event, they're like, you speak very confidently, and I would love to, hear more from you or see more from you, where can I? And I just feel like that's very important, because the way that you carry yourself is directly correlated to your confidence, as you said. And so having that confidence in your abilities, that can get you very far, even if you know that there's something you need to work on. Like Knowledge said, you can always continue to improve those things. Now, with your second point about confidence and conflict, that's also very important, because your boundaries are a very important aspect of your confidence. Having someone else respect your boundaries, and I feel like that's a conversation that's coming up a lot these days, especially in my generation.
Yes.
Knowing that people need to respect your boundaries, that's a very important thing for us to learn. And when you know that you're supposed to be treated a certain way, that's because you know who you are, you know what you're worth. And so that's directly correlated with confidence as well. So I think those are really good points.
Also, as children of God, people are on the outside looking in at us, and they probably wonder, how does she, even if she's going through things, how does she, come up in here every day, or come into work every day, or school, and she still has confidence, she still has a light, a glow. And that's God, peering through, sort of, in a way. Just having confidence in the Lord can help you, and it'll allow people to look at you a little different, even though, some people come into work every day and they may not like their job, and some people, they still come in there and they have a great attitude and they have confidence, and that's, God just peering through them, versus, someone who may not have that belief system, or may not believe in the Lord, or whatever they believe in, and they aren't as confident, and they don't have as much faith as they should. I definitely believe that being a child of God really does help people see the confidence in you.
Yes. Because it's a ongoing thing. It's not like a one size fits all, or a 1 year subscription, like you don't pay one time and you're confident forever. It's something that you have to constantly continue to build. And we all fall short of that sometimes. So no one person can say, oh, I'm confident all the time, because that's not true. That would not be true. So when it comes to like building your confidence, how do you even go about doing that when you need to, when you have a feeling like, hey, I just really need to build my confidence, because right now I'm really not feeling confident in this coursework that I have, or in this next speech that I have, or like for you, for an example, Knowledge, I'm going to a new state and I'm going to troubleshoot these computers or download some new software, and I'm not as confident. So for either of you can take this, how do you build that confidence when you feel that way?
So one way that I build confidence is speaking positively, positive affirmation, sort of, talking myself up. It's the same cliche like in the movies when they are about to go for an interview or are big, they're about to pitch something to their boss and they stand in the mirror and they're like, you can do this, you can do this.
Yes.
That actually does help, speaking positive, speaking light into your life and just believing the things that you say. You know, you can, quote a scripture or read a positive affirmation and it could not affect you because you aren't believing it. You aren't actively trying to, instill that in yourself. And with confidence, alongside prayer, they definitely help me be more confident in myself.
So for me, as a parent, that was something that I always wanted to instill in the two of you, just to make sure that you were confident. It could be something small, and I'm like, I could be the only one in the audience. It could be a little small award, or anything like that, but I would be cheering you all on like it's the biggest thing in the world, like you just won the presidency of the United States, like, seriously. Like I've cheered you both on for small things and for large things, because for me every victory is the same. It's all the same, and I feel like that plays a lot in your confidence, just having somebody to cheer you on, and to have somebody to correct your wrongs as well. So just trying to empower you to do better. So I always, of course, provide that constructive criticism. And I love, like in our household, that we have that 360-degree coaching. So I accept the constructive criticism from the two of you. Well, of course, you are not in the household anymore, but still, we're still, the house, the body, we're still the body or whatever. But I truly, once I really realized that as a parent, I really worked hard to try to help to build your confidence.
Yeah, to touch on that a little bit more before we get off of this, support systems are very important. That's what you were just telling us. Support systems are extremely important. Now we were fortunate enough, as you guys just heard, we were fortunate enough to have that with our mom always being there as a support system for us knowing from a young age that this woman is going to support me no matter what, and she's going to tell me the right thing. She's going to tell me what the right thing is and what the wrong thing is, but at the same time, she's going to support me in my pursuits. And I think that's very important. Everybody is not as fortunate to have that in their homes. And I think it's great for the people that do, but we have to know that it's different for everybody. Everybody starts in a different place. And so knowing that even if you don't have that, or if you do have that, knowing that I have to work this much harder, I have to do this and this and this to make sure I maintain that support system, or I build that for myself. And the Word of God is its own support system within itself. You don't need anybody else to worship the Lord, and that He's always going to be there for you. When you get to that point, that's it's a support system of its own. So I think that's really important to remember when you're on your own journey of confidence.
Absolutely. Well, again, today we are discussing the grounds of confidence. And I do have my daughters here that are my co-hosts today, Knowledge and Patience. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned in. Today's topic is crowns of confidence. Again, I have my daughters here on Knowledge and Patience, and we're just discussing wearing that crown and being confident. But we always like to have someone around that who can adjust that crown for us when needed. So that's very, very important. And so how do you feel about that? I mean, what are your thoughts about making sure that you have someone that you can trust to do that?
It's very important to have someone just there for you that's going to always, speak life into you and to sort of just push you through, things and help you just see that you should be confident in yourself because you are worth it, and that you should have that type of self-assurance in a way.
Yeah, that's definitely important. I think, who you surround yourself with also has to do with your confidence, knowing that I deserve to be around positive people. I deserve to be around people who don't drain my energy, because protecting your energy is also a part of confidence. We know that having positive people in your corner is very important when it comes to confidence, not people who put you down and make you doubt yourself and your abilities, it's an essential. And I think once you find those people and that, this can be my safety net, I think it's important to keep those connections, keep those healthy connections, keep healthy connections. Very important. Can't stress that enough.
Oh, true.
And so, all right, so things like that. And, I mean, that's something that you taught us, Mom, at at a pretty young age to because you pointed out you have that spirit of discernment to know, okay, this person, I can kind of see something in them that, long term, it might not be the best. And that's not to say that, we want to judge anybody, but you definitely have to build and hone in on your spirit of discernment of knowing when something is or is not good for you, because that can ultimately affect your confidence.
And I have been blessed with that spirit of discernment. It is one of those things where, I mean, it's a spiritual gift, and I'm confident in that gift. And normally if I have that feeling, it is what it is. And sometimes it's almost painful just to find out certain things that's revealed to you about specific people. But unfortunately, to maintain those healthy relationships, you do have to listen to the Spirit. If the Holy Spirit is telling you something that a person or thing or job, whatever it is, if it is not good for you, if it is no longer serving your well-being, then it's no longer good for you, and it's time to let it go. So making sure that you have those healthy relationships and having someone that you can trust to adjust that crown. I think I love the fact that we, even though I'm mom, and then Knowledge, you're the oldest, and then Patience, you're the youngest. I love the fact that no matter what our ages are and what our relationship is to each other, that we adjust each other's crown, like confidently. We do it confidently, we do it faithfully, and we do it all the time consistently. So we are constantly adjusting each other's crown. And I really appreciate that. I love that 360 that we have going on.
Like I said, we're fortunate in that aspect. It's a very, it makes you feel more secure, and it makes you feel more safe to be able to have that bond with someone. And also with what you were saying, Mom, I think we need to understand that being confident means being your own best friend also. So in addition to having that network and having those people that you can trust, you have to be your own best friend. You have to, as much as some people like to give it out and they don't give it to themselves. When you want to compliment somebody else, make sure you compliment yourself too. Make sure you're nice to yourself. Make sure you speak nicely to yourself. Make sure you give yourself constructive criticism instead of just, because we're our own worst critics. But make sure you give yourself constructive criticism. I saw something, I'm not sure where I saw it, but it said your mind is somewhere that you always are, so make it a nice place to be. And that's, completely true. Make your own mental state a nice place to be, and make sure that, you're always in that good state of mind, even when things are bad, that this won't last forever.
Having that confidence in yourself, it's important. Some people might look at it as, they might be a little overconfident in themselves. To a certain extent, you should be overconfident in yourself. You should, have that feeling like, I want to do this, for whatever. I'll just use an example of, going on a 12-mile run, whatever. I don't know. But you should have that confidence in yourself to say that if I want to do this 12 miles, I can do it. Even though some people may, well, why do you figure that you can do the 12 miles? That's them not having confidence in themselves and thinking that they could do it if they woke up one day and decided to do it. But you should definitely have that instilled in yourself to whatever goals or whether how big or how small they are, that you should have that confidence in yourself, and also, of course, have that confidence in God to know that He will help you through whatever your goals are and beyond. So that's how I feel about, having that.
Yeah, you
Exactly.
really, yeah, yeah, you really touched on another thing that, I was wanting to kind of speak about in terms of how does that confidence help you with goal achievement? And that's key because, everyone that knows us, and then all for our new viewers, eventually you'll get to know us. But one of the things about the three of us, we're a trio and we are big on goal attainment. And even if, and we help each other out. So if one person has a goal, we all hold that person accountable to achieve that goal so that it wouldn't just be, it's not just a dream. We place it, we put it into reality. And when we do that, we go full throttle. So we pray on it, we take actions, because our faith without works is null and void. So we pray, we take actions, we do the studying, whatever it is that we have to do, and we do it all together. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm quite certain we're at the like 98-ish, or either higher, if not 100%. So normally if we set out to do something, between the three of us, we're gonna hold each other accountable. You have to set the standards, because how can you accomplish something if you really don't know what you're trying to accomplish?
Exactly. When we talk about goals, and you just summed it up perfectly. When we talk about goals, a goal is really just an attainable dream. It's something you can dream big, but make sure you're like, okay, what can I do? What are the little things I can do to make this happen?
You have to execute it.
And, you can make it happen. And the follow through, like you were talking about, how you can set goals all day, but getting them done is also what's very important. So the follow through is also extremely important. And when it comes to confidence, that's self-worth. That's, because procrastination, I know a lot of us procrastinators, and sometimes it's just, little things like, I don't feel like doing this right now, I'm just going to do it later. But when you're talking about intense procrastination, when it comes to your life goals, things that affect your career, your family, things of that nature, procrastination is really just a form of self-doubt when it comes to that, because you're like, you know what? Deep down, I don't feel like I can do this, or I feel like I might get rejected, or I might fail, or whatever it is. So I'm just going to delay it, or I'm just not going to do it. Procrastination has a lot to do with fear, and it's okay to be scared. You take risks. A part of that is the fear, but a part of that is also getting over the fear. It's taking that leap of faith, having that faith in yourself and having that faith of God, in God, to know, okay, I can do this. This is scary, but if I work hard enough, I can do it.
I also love the way you sum that up as well. You definitely have to be confident in yourself. You have to make those dreams a reality. So you have to hold yourself accountable to do that. So often I have so many, asks, how do you go about achieving the goals? Because normally, April, hey, April, if you set to do something, normally you achieve it. And it's just mainly you have to have that self-discipline. You have to have that confidence. And even when I'm not confident, for me, even when I'm not confident, what actually pulls me back together or put everything back into perspective for me is knowing that I'm a role model for my children. So knowing that I'm a role model for the two of you. So even when I don't, like this last certification, oh my goodness, I literally just wanted to honestly, I just didn't want to just do it. But I thought about the two of you, and I said, if I don't study and if I don't take the test, then what type of example am I really setting? And so I literally devoted that time, that short period of time that I had left anyway, to studying, and I hit the mark. I hit the target. I passed the test. But the two of you also serve as my motivation and help me to be more confident, even if I feel like at the time that like I need a pick me up or something. Even without the two of you saying something, I just know that that you're looking at me to achieve that goal. So how can I hold you accountable to achieve your goals when I'm not doing the same? Because you know me, if I'll call you Knowledge or Patience, and I'll text you, hey, did you do XYZ? Did you fill out for this? Or did you, whatever it is that you were supposed to do, I hold you accountable, and I make sure I stay on you. I'm not going to do it for you, even though I can. I specifically won't do it for you just because I want you to have that experience, and I don't want to handicap you. I want you to be confident in what you're doing and wear your crown proudly. Now, I will be there to straighten it, and I will adjust it all day long. In fact, I'll take it off, polish it, and then readjust it again. And because you are mine, and that's what I'm here for. But definitely, the two of you help me so much when it comes down to me achieving my goals. Even when I'm like at the end of my rope, I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. I'm like, you know what? I start seeing their eyes.
Wow. Yeah, but I mean that's real though. You know, that motivation, you gotta find where that motivation comes from. It's different for everybody. I'm glad that we can be it like you we can be that for you and you're also that for us. I think I can speak for both of us when I say, you know, you're also a big motivator for us. So just with everybody, it's just finding where that motivation comes from for you because that will propel you forward. It doesn't have to be just one thing. It might not be a person, it might be, you know, something abstract, but whatever it is for you, find that and hold on to that and know that, you know, this is something that's gonna help me, you know, maintain my confidence and achieve my goals and things like that. So definitely motivation, you know, that's a big thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. What would you say to someone like someone younger than you?
The saying that Rome wasn't built in a day, your confidence won't be built in a day, you know. So I think the biggest thing with building confidence in yourself would be patience, taking time to, I know patience, taking time to using the method like the positive affirmations, taking the time out to, you know, at first you might not see that things are coming to fruition, that those positive affirmations are working, but having patience with yourself and understanding that nothing worth the while comes quickly. You know, nothing worthwhile happens in a day or anything like that. So I would say definitely prayer. You know, prayer works. Praying about it and just, you know, asking the Lord to instill that confidence in you and asking him to also help you build that confidence. But like you said, Mom, you know, you can't do everything for us. But asking the Lord to help you build your confidence and just having patience with yourself, taking care of yourself. Self-care will also help you build confidence slowly but surely, probably faster than you think, you know. So I think having patience with yourself and not giving up are the biggest ways that you can help build your own confidence.
Definitely,
Patience.
definitely. What you just said was beautiful. Like honestly, like and that's you know that's true. Going right along with that, you know the things that we had already talked about, just being confident in your spirituality. You know, having that faith in God, having a good circle, having a good support system. All of those things are very important. But at the end of the day, you have to have a conversation with yourself, and not just one, but you have to continue to have conversations with yourself where you say, okay, what do I think about myself? You know, are they positive things? Is it more positive or is it more negative? What do I need to work on? What am I already good at? You know, being able to recognize your strengths and things of that nature. Definitely just making sure you have that connection, that interconnection with self, very important. Intrapersonal skills and interpersonal skills, both of those very important. How you react and interact with people and how you interact with yourself. And also just for younger girls out there, I know for my generation and the generation that's coming after me, so much of our, not just our confidence, but our image of ourselves in general is based off of social media. And that's not to say that it's a bad thing. We can't blame social media for all of our problems. But at the same time, you're in a space now where you're constantly being compared or comparing yourself to other people. And that's, you know, in itself isn't horrible, but just make sure at the end of the day, you know, I have something about me that makes me different from everybody else in the world. And, you know, knowing that you're special, knowing that I'm not perfect, but I'm me and nobody else can say that, you know? So I think that's also very important just to think from the ground up from little girls growing up, little girls, little boys, anybody growing up, just knowing that you're unique and you bring something to the table that no one else can. So,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. Well, thank you two so much again for taking the time today to co-host the show again. I definitely hope to see you back and everything, but I truly enjoyed this conversation. In today's world, we definitely all have to be more confident in ourselves so that we can just feel good about ourselves and also achieve those goals and also just develop that relationship with Christ and others, because that confidence in yourself will help with all of those things. So thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. Again, this is the Learning to Love show. I'm your host, April B. Love. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday, every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Preach the Word Worldwide Network TV. See you next Wednesday.
Motivated yourself.